Alright, welcome on back everyone. Continuing on my Monster Hunter World Let's Play series, episode 3. Last episode we did some bonking, beat a Jagras, great Jagras, some Kestodons, ran into a Puke Puke, who I suspect we're going to fight here soon, but let's talk to some NPCs first. New world, new rules. I'm not reading this one out. Do I have conviction? I guess not, about reading the text, so. Alright, speak to the provision master. Maybe this event person will talk to me now. I'm gonna try that again. No, still not. Okay. That's gonna drive me crazy that I can't clear that exclamation mark, but it's okay.
Oh, you are too good to me.
Well, Fiber, is it true? You're going to help us rebuild the camp? That's excellent news. I hope you're as good as they say you are. If so, we'll have plenty of work for you. After all, the Commission studies lots of things, not just the Elder Dragon you came here with. Maintaining and improving the base is a full plate of tasks in itself. Can't study anything without a proper HQ after all. The Resource Center here is in charge of divvying up all that work and making sure it gets done. So, back to business. Your job is to establish a camp. Go on an expedition to the ancient forest, find a viable campsite, and make sure it's safe. If any monsters have decided to do any camping in your spot, you'll need to chase them off.
Let me down.
Got it? The bounty is for establishing the camp. Sure. Rebuild the ancient forest camp. Alright, so we got bounties, delivery requests, unlocking investigations, bounty board. Bounty missions are missions you complete over the course of your quests and expeditions. First, check the critical bounties, then pick a registered bounty. You can take on multiple bounties at once. Most will only reward you with armor spheres and resource points. Once you've completed the bounty, drop by the resource center to collect your reward. Registered bounties. You can collect up to 6 of these from the list to accept. They are updated when you return from a quest or expedition, so check back frequently. And critical bounties unlock new facilities or upgrades, existing ones, and are accepted automatically. They can all be completed in parallel with your registered bounties and with one another. And limited bounties. These requests are offered periodically to online users and are available only for a limited time. When the next limited bounty is released, it will override the previous one. If you want to complete them all, be sure to keep an eye on the expiry dates. So I have no limited ones yet, but we do have this, so we need to secure the campsite. So basically, out in the various locales that we unlock in the game, we just have the ancient forest at the moment. There will be the ability to unlock multiple campsites, so we'll explore the ancient forest a bit. We basically have just scraped the surface of that one so far. If we find an area where a campsite would be viable, the game will then give us one of these bounties where we have to do something, and then we'll unlock that campsite. And that will allow basically fast travel points inside of the different locales, so it's always worth unlocking all the campsites. And then these guys are basically optional kind of side quests that just you do alongside your stuff. So we've got 6 slots, we've got 6 of these. Let's go ahead and just fill this out with all of this. So these are basically things you're going to be doing anyway. They give you those research points, which we've seen the need for already so far, and then armor spheres. Armor spheres we haven't messed with yet because we're using this kind of overpowered defender armor, so we're basically invincible at this stage of the game. But later on, we'll use armor spheres to level up the armor pieces we have, which will provide more defense for them. Alright, so we've got a couple more people that want to talk to us. Let's see what you want. Smart biologist. Hunter, since you've established yourself as a reliable presence here, I'd like to make a little request. When investigating large monsters, you can either slay or capture them. Naturally, both have their scientific merits, but frankly, well, it would be better for our long-term research to receive a live specimen that we can later return to the wild. So if you capture your quarry alive, you will be commended for it and receive greater rewards. commission rules.
Good luck. You can embark on an
How about it?
expedition
Capture your
just by hanging
targets
out
instead
in
of
the
slaying
game.
them, and you'll be
Or
making a
you can
great
use the world
contribution
map.
to your efforts
Whatever's
here.
easiest for you.
So yeah, capturing monsters versus slaying them. You know, we've only slain so far, but there's conditions that you can follow to capture the monster instead of killing them. You have to basically get them to their really low health, and then you trap them, and then you tranquilize them. There's benefits to killing and capturing. Oftentimes it can be pretty fast to capture, which is nice. But sometimes the rewards, depending on what you need, are different depending if you capture or kill something. Let's look at the hunter notes and we can actually talk a little bit about this. So, inside of the large monster field guide, you can see here's some the things that we've experienced so far. Looking at the Great Jagras, we don't actually have any information about these yet, so maybe we won't look at this yet. Yeah, we don't actually have any information, so let's go ahead and just skip that.
Open your world map and choose your destination. For this expedition, we need to head to the ancient forest. We can expand expeditions as we delve further into the new world. Pretty good incentive to explore, right?
Yeah, we are going to go out on that expedition, but first I want to eat a meal, and let's go ahead and put this in here too. So give them some of those. The raw meat will turn into hopefully well done steaks, which we can eat in a hunt to bring our stamina back up. What do we got here? Sure, let's just do that one. Okay, so if you run over here without a quest, we can just basically pick going here. And you see we have that one camp that we got by default, but they're probably going to lead us to the other camp. That would be allowing us to pick where we're starting the hunt. It comes into play a lot more later because monsters hang out in kind of like the same areas, depending on what monster they are. So on certain hunts later, we'll like want to start a different camp because that's like closer to where the monster kind of hangs out. Alright, we can finish by just returning from our menu or returning to world map or talking to the handler. Okay.
Let's look for the
Yeah, so this is slightly different than a quest. So we're just like out on an expedition.
If I get to the campsite first, or if you're lost, open up your map or use your scout flies to track me.
Alright. We can also cook our meat out here if we want, although I usually just deal with letting them cook our meat when we're back in town. Depends on how long you're out here. Multiplayer, go ahead and skip that for now, because we're not going to do any multiplayer on this particular run. But they should have some... Oh, no, nothing in there either. Okay, great. So looking at the map, we got various things to talk to here. Different researchers. Alright, well, let's go talk to these researchers and see what they've got going on. You know, I can't just like leave a yellow exclamation mark on the map with no talking to them.
Over here. Hello.
I'm a researcher with the commission. My field is the Grimalkins. Yes, Grimalkins. Grimalkins are a type of Linean. They're native to the New World. I wish to communicate with them and learn their lingo. But these creaky old bones just can't keep up with the filthy little chaps. Perhaps you could be of help. By my gnarly knuckles, if you could chase after them, we'd track them down in the time it takes to say meow. What do you say? You'd be doing an old man a favor. Sure, why not? In this area, they call themselves the Bug Trappers. I've seen their trails not far from here. Track them, find their trail, and try putting your scout flies on it. Okay, so that's one thing to do. Pick up some stones.
You can use that as slinger ammo.
Yes, we've got like this slinger thing so I can shoot rocks out, and then there's like other stuff that happens with these, but Here we go. Doodles. These are the Grinelkeens. They're basically like little palicos. They're like undomesticated palicos. These are those things that we needed for the different quests, but we're not on that quest, so these basically just like, some of these things you collect, they just turn into like points later on. And let's keep running around for a minute and see if we can find some more doodles or something. Yeah, the exploration in this game is pretty fun because you can basically just like run up, climb anything. Let's see. Can I capture this paratoad? Yes. Alright, so we got some guys here. Use these later for, if you hit these, they like spawn a little paralyzing like cloud that will stun or paralyze the monsters, which is kind of fun. But if you go into it, you also get paralyzed, so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword there. Footprints. Collecting for some monster we haven't seen yet. Get some more iron. I think we can capture these birds too. Yep. Revulture. So you can see once we hit that like first tick, it'll be like, do you have 25% of this? Then it will tell us like what monster it is. Need honey. Always need honey. Oh, there's an Anjanath right there. Should I fight it? I guess we could fight it.
You can
That would be fun.
assign a target destination for your scout flies on the map. Hey, partner!
This is too dangerous. So I guess we'll skip it for now. Let's see what else we got just like in this area. Anjanath stuff. Jaggers will definitely just leave us alone. They don't want to mess with us.
Now this is interesting.
Yeah, when we fill
Let's
that
report our findings to
thing
everyone at
up,
the resource center when we get back.
that's when we should be able to like track it a lot easier then. So usually it's worth just like kind of messing with grabbing all these things. I want to change one more setting to, maybe it's under, it's like tracking both little monsters and big monsters, and I just want to track big monsters. But I don't know where that's going to be. That's fine. There we go. Large monsters only. Okay, there we go. You don't ever need to like lock onto a small monster really. You just kind of like bonk them if you need to, or you rarely actually end up fighting them beyond these first couple of quests anyway. Okay, let's get back into the action here. So we're just running around dirtling now. So we got some Anjanaths. They're not really doing much. But we do have those yellow exclamation marks to deal with. I think we can deal with those on quest too. I'm not sure if that's just inside of a expedition. But can I like track that or something? What happens if I select that? Or make a waypoint? There we go. So, cool. So waypoint, this will lead me to the exclamation mark. That'll be handy. So let's do that. And on the way, of course, we'll find some more useful little items to pick up, like more iron. Ooh, and a macrolite ore. So those are good. We'll need those. Spider webs we need for traps, so those will be handy. There's two types of traps. We can mess with that when the time comes, but you can only carry one of each, and so you're generally going to be doing a lot of like you know, which trap do I have handy at the moment. That's when we need to capture the monster. Dropping me down here. Yeah, these maps are like, oh, here's another unknown one. These maps are so big, it's like impossible to memorize your way around. I know people do, and like maybe after a while I will, but like all these different maps are just like so many things. You can fight this guy if you want. Go ahead and just bonk him a little bit. No, he's running away. Well, we'll skip that for now. And just go ahead and finish finding these guys, and then hopefully find that campsite. I'm not sure which one it is. Again, it's been a while since I've played this, so I don't remember where all the campsites are. Fisher person. Howdy, Hunter. How's it hooking? Gotta say, there's no better way to spend the day than fishing. I'm the lucky guy the commission has put in charge of studying fish and fish-like creatures here in the New World. Well, let me tell you, I love fishing. I live for it. I fish in my sleep. I sleep with... I'd already caught all the old world's fish, every last one. So when they offered me a job here, I accepted hook, line, and sinker. Anywho, my life here can't be all work, so I've been looking for a chum who loves the lure as much as I do. What do you say, Hunter? Are you game? If you're interested, just give me a holler. I'd like to see what you're made of. So yeah, we can do some fishing. I'm not going to do any fishing right now, though. But I am going to keep collecting these because we do get research points every time we grab these. And this guy still wants to talk to us, so let's see what else he has to say. I'm not going to do that voice every single time. I guess we do need to kind of do this, don't we? Well, we may as well do this, right? Let's go ahead and equip the fishing rod. Oh, B to reel in, okay. X to reel. I'm trying to remember how this works. I think it's gonna like do a little fake bob, oh, and then I do not remember how to do this. Did he just tell me what to do and I just like didn't listen? Well, this is like not thrilling at all. I don't know what I'm missing here. Do I like hold the reeling in, or I'll have to look at that tutorial again. Okay. This is obviously not working well here. It's under notes. Oh god. This. Oh, we're fighting. Okay. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. It's gonna be a little bit harder to hit the head of this guy. So one of the things of this game is like, depending on what weapon you're using, a monster, like, where you hit the monster makes a big difference. So we talked about, obviously, we want to hit the head in this. Because if I just hit, like, the legs, they're not going to do a ton of damage, right? It's just hitting a little hammer in the leg. Versus, like, we want that orange number, because we're hitting in the head. orange is like critical or something. That's like 16-10, that's like nothing compared to what would happen if we hit him in the head with these attacks. Yeah, like 38, that's so much more damage if I hit him in the head. So obviously we want to be going for the head if possible. Plus, it's really important to get those KOs with this because then we can really want him. Oh boy. Every time he hits me like with a big hit, it's gonna change that little colored thing that I have, which... Ooh, that was cool. Alright, so we're gonna mount him now. So we gotta attack him, and then not attack when he's doing his things. Attack him, and then not attack. Attack him. Gotta just make sure we do this before we run out of stamina. Oops. That takes a really long time to knock this guy down, doesn't it?
Okay,
There we go. Alright.
now's your chance to get in there.
Nope, stun. Alright, so now he's stunned, so now I can try to get this big combo off in his head. Big standing combo. Nice. He might have broken his little nose bone thing too. Why not? Let's go chase him down. Seems like we're having an easy enough time with him. Are they gonna fight? Nope. He's got his sprinters out, so he's like angry. Really, I want to be trying to avoid getting hit as much as possible. And obviously, for not dying reasons and stuff, but because I have to recharge my weapon every time I get hit. Even like a little tiny hit like that knocks that attack out. Big whips there. The gun lance has so much range. I'm like, definitely used to that when playing. Like just like ripping here. Ouch. So it's nice that, I don't take a ton of damage because I have this, like, kind of overpowered starter armor that they give you. But I would like to still not get hit so I can just keep moving. So he's getting tired. See, they start drooling when they get tired and stuff. Something we haven't talked about yet is sharpening. Less of a big deal with the hammer, I think, in general, since we're just basically trying to like bonk him on the head and stuff, but let's sharpen this weapon. So you can see under my health and stamina in the upper left, there's like a little green sword blade thing. That's like the sharpness level that I have. Further in the game, we'll get like weapons that have like different colors of sharpness, and those will be cool. At this point, I'm just green is my max, so like you'll do more damage depending on how sharp your weapon is. Once it goes all the way down from green, it'll drop down to like yellow, and then it'll drop down to red after that. And once it hits red, it's like broken and basically like not doing damage anymore. So you're generally wanting to keep your weapon sharpened. It's not like the most exciting mechanic in the game. Oh, this waypoint is leading me back to this thing. How do I undo it? There we go. Now if I select you. There we go. Okay. Whee! Alright, I'll stop collecting these. Let's go ahead and try to finish this guy off so we can get to that camp and get this episode wrapped up, because we spent a lot of time durdling around out here. Alright, Anjanath, come here. Oh goodness, the roar also made my charge go away. That's pretty funny. I didn't realize like so many things were gonna make it go away. Yeah, so I guess it's just like any little thing can make that charge go away. Should look at how much actual damage it's adding to see if like at this stage of the game it might be a little less worth worrying about. I'm not sure which that would have hit. There we go. Alright, so he's enraged, but we got that, so let's go ahead and really bonk him. That was a good explosion there. Nice. Ooh. Alright, so we knocked him out of his enrage there, so that was nice. Okay, so he dropped something. So because he got knocked out of enrage, he dropped a thing. That's handy. Eat that little wiggly lichy. So that was handy. Do more doodles. This will be helpful for later. We might have to wrap this episode up before we even return. So maybe I'll just... Well, it depends on when I kill this Anjanath. Maybe we can try to kill him and get to the camp, and then I'll stay out here and deal with those guys in the next episode. Also need to determine what those other footprints are from. Because there's something... Yeah, this is a part of the game that I think is pretty polarizing for a lot of people, where it's like, you're out here fighting this thing, it runs away. It's like, is it exciting gameplay to chase after this? Not exactly. But, you know, it's just part of it. It's like you're out in the world with these monsters. And so, that's just like kind of the thing that's happening right here. We're gonna try to get back to their habitat, which is you're trying to deal with fighting them. iPad. Hopefully that doesn't affect the recording too much. Ooh, okay.
Wait for a chance to escape. You're bound to get one.
That's right, there's the clutch claw, which I haven't even like played around with yet. There's a thing they added in Iceborne that I wasn't a huge fan of. I feel like it just kind of added an extra like step to do, and they kind of made it like not mandatory, but it was definitely like you were missing out on damage if you weren't really taking advantage of it. Thunderbug, those are handy. We'll need those for later. See if I can pull this back up. Okay, good. Got my connection back up there. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, I'm pretty sure there's a camp up here somewhere. I'm not sure if that's what this is leading me to. It could be. More doodles. Oh, it's gonna have me drop down there. Alright, let's collect this while we're up here though, because that's sparkly. That seems like something I probably want at some point. I think sometimes these are things that end up becoming like ingredients for the canteen. So you'll find stuff and it'll be like, oh, this is a thing.
Over here.
Oh, you're just leading me to you. Okay. Great. Well, here's the camp, so that's good. So either way, we've got the camp. But I still want to go deal with that Anjanath, and we're not too far behind schedule here. And we've got this little bastard to deal with, though. These guys can be really annoying to fight. It's funny, the different like sizes and body types of monsters can be like... Yeah, they always present like a host of their own things, and these little tiny guys that jump around and move really fast can be really annoying when you're trying to just like bonk them, and they're like, no, I'm gonna jump around and be really hard to hit. And something like that with a really tiny head is not gonna be super fun for this probably. Alright, so I got a new assigned quest, but it looks like I need to hunt that now. Okay, well let's
Return to base from an expedition.
go get this first. He's like almost dead. I think that skull means that it's like basically about to die. So let's go finish that off. We'll end the episode there, and then we'll wrap things up later by... Oh goodness. That was a big whiff of a jump. But we'll wrap things up with the Kuliyaku in the next episode. Oh goodness, where do you want me to go, game? The problem with like getting a little too used to having the waypoint. It's like, well, now what? How do I get up there? I think you can like climb up these. Yeah, okay. Let's climb this guy, see if I can get myself back on track here. No, you're leading me down here. Where are you leading me? You don't know. You're just... It's like it's broken. It's like, I don't know where to send you. This way? You want to go this way? Okay. Let's assume it's leading me the right direction now. So in the previous Monster Hunter games, like everyone leading up to this one, you would have multiple little rooms, and you know, by exiting a room somewhere, you would move into, you know, an adjacent room. So you were never just like in this big open connected world. and then they made this one, and it's like all taking place in this one spot, which is great because then it allows you to like, you have this freedom of movement and exploration that's just wasn't really present in the previous games. But it does make, if a monster, like, sometimes they have like their own paths they can take through the environment that you can't do, and you just like cannot chase after them, and then you're like on the other side of the map and you've got to do this like huge roundabout run around here. Also said it was going to leave soon, so I gotta make sure I get here before it leaves. Oh goodness. So if I can hit it, of course, that would be also helpful. This is where me like not knowing how to play hammer is being a detriment, because then I don't know like the best ways to bonk it. See, like there's a good example. Like, it can dive through there. I can't do that. So like, how do I get to it? Hopefully just right here. Mounted it again, so hopefully that'll make this. We actually got that full mounted attack off this time. So let's do this. Lock its head a bunch of times, hopefully. Nope, we're gonna just totally win. Oh goodness. So like that's not particularly helpful. Is it going to be angry enough to jump down here after me? No, it's going to run away. Oh my goodness. That's fighting my cube. Fire damage, so burning, that's not good, but... Yeah, the terrain here is not working very well for me. It's flush blood and I can die again, apparently. Okay. Well, fine, I'll heal. And there's a ration too, so I can get myself some more stamina back. That's a good hitbox example. Oh no, Chi, come back. Alright, finally, jeez. That thing was like almost dead. This is what happens when I try too hard to hit the head instead of just bonking the legs a bit. Alright, well, we're going to carve this up. We're going to wrap up episode 3 here. And we'll just pick up right where we leave off and continue on after that. So, see you soon.